believe, and I should probably introduce myself. My name is Eric Elliott. I've been a professor here for what seems like 100 awesome years. It's really only been 10. The next portion of this is going to focus on financial resources for students. And it is my incredible pleasure to announce the awesome ladies that are going to be talking to us for the next couple minutes. So let me read their bios. Gia Tejeda is the founder of All Things College and Gigi's Floral Boutique. She is a glamorous girl boss. She's a believer in Christ, a daughter, a sister, a trailblazer, a scholar, a community builder, a florist, and an event planner. Elegance and intelligence is Gia's brand, so you can find her on her page being a student at the #1 HBCU, Spelman College, and teaching scholars how to secure the scholarship and academic bag through college readiness. Trellis Williams is CEO of Financial Experts of America and Lady Finance. She's fancy. And there are three exclamation points there. She's a Christian, a wife, a mom, a mentor, a financial coach, a business coach, a people builder, a financial expert, a serial entrepreneur, and an overcomer. Trellis created a community specifically for women who want to go from surviving to thriving, a community in which women from all different walks of life can learn about the importance of creating a legacy and building generational wealth. So please join me in welcoming what is about to be an incredible presentation.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. This is such a great day to be alive. We are so thankful that you guys have invited us to speak on your panel, discussing finances and the importance of financial stability, financial literacy, making sure that our kids today in this generation can get a great education debt-free. That's where Gia is going to come in. We are mother and daughter. We're really excited to be here. And then once she speaks, I am actually going to talk to you guys about the importance of investing into yourselves, as well as making sure that you can survive in the midst of, you can thrive financially in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of COVID, in the midst of Hurricane Ida. And by show of hands in the chat, I just want to make sure that you guys can hear us okay. So could somebody let us know if you can? Awesome. And we love the fact that you actually read all of the bio. You read everything in the bio, so we love that. So we're gonna go ahead and let Gia get started. She's gonna tell you a little bit about her background, share her story, and say how she can give you guys some great pointers.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gia Tejeda. I'm the founder of All Things College. And like my mother said, it is truly an honor to be here today. And we're super excited to drop some gems for you guys, teach you guys how to go to college debt-free and to pursue all of your dreams in your academic fields. So my name is Gia Tejeda. I'm the founder of All Things College, and I received over $700,000 in scholarships, 5 full rides, and 4 partial scholarships, which I feel as though I'm able to shed light on how you guys can do the same thing.
And so many of them are already in college and they want to continue on to a 4-year college or grad school, med school, law school, things like that.
100%. So All Things College is committed to bridging the gap from high school to higher education within the minority community. And the primary purpose of All Things College is to advocate for quality education by informing both the parent and the student nationwide on college readiness, standardized test prep, and scholarships, overall ensuring an increase in minority economic growth and college retention rates. So according to UNCF, only 57% of Black students have access to the full range of math and science courses necessary for college readiness, compared to 81% of Asian American students and 71% of white students. All Things College combats this statistic by bridging the gap from high school to higher education success. And we do that by being thorough with our scholars and showing them how to go about strategically planning what scholarships they should apply for, why they should apply for it, how to go about writing their essays, and overall helping them be more of a standout applicant. And it's never too early to apply for scholarships. I know that the majority are currently in college, so this is even better because there are more scholarships available for students who are currently in college. So what products do we offer? All Things College offers scholarship ebooks, monthly scholarship list, free downloadable checklist, and our All Things College Dream Board. And essentially, our All Things College Dream Board is to help each scholar intentionally plan out which colleges you want to attend and why. So it's really a visual representation of your academic goals, and it's meant to help you hold yourself accountable. You're able to track your progress. And it feels really great when you can say, I want to go to this school. I did everything that I possibly needed to do to make sure I get into this school and actually go to the school. So it's almost like a way that you can remember all of your progress throughout your college readiness journey. So because this is a financial seminar or our financial session, I wanted to definitely touch on the most important aspects when applying to college. And we're going to talk about the types of financial aid that you all can receive. So definitely scholarships, you can receive scholarships through your FAFSA, grants and scholarships, of course. So outside scholarships directly from the college or university that you're going to apply for. The good thing about scholarships is that it's free money, so it does not have to be repaid back to the institution or to the government. So this is why it's key to apply for as many scholarships as you most certainly can. So that way, one, you're starting off your success once you graduate from college, and you're not allowing any financial stress while you're currently in college. So the more scholarships you apply for, the more you can receive, and the better you'll be mentally throughout your college journey. You want to touch on that?
Okay, so I know many of you are like, okay, we're already in college. We're older. Some of you may be adults in college. I was an adult in college, and I did not have the opportunities such as many of you have today. I graduated with $70,000 of student loan debt. Well, I currently have $70,000 of student loan debt, and I've made it my mission to help my kids go to school debt-free, and others as well. So many of you are thinking, you guys are in Louisiana. Okay, we just had a storm, Hurricane Ida. Many of us lost a lot. Our families are struggling financially because we don't have the means in order, after losing so much. We are already in the middle of a pandemic. So what can we do? How can this apply to us as being in this situation? So Gia, talk to them about what they can do in this current situation. And before she speaks, I want you guys to know that there's many scholarships organizations out there for many of you that may be a single mom, a first-time college graduate, a first-time kid that's going to college. There's so many organizations. Many of you may be business owners or entrepreneurs. There's so many things that reasons you can qualify for money other than getting it the traditional way. There are scholarships just for being left-handed. There's scholarships for drawing a fish. There's so many things that you guys can receive money for, and we can't say everything on this platform today. But we want you to know that there's options and resources. So talk to them about where they are now, already in community college. What can they do to help them now?
Of course. So that was great. Thank you for that, Mom.
Awesome.
So what you guys really have an advantage is that you're currently in school. So you're already familiar with the application process. You're already familiar with what needs to be done to get you to the next step. And oftentimes the next step is actually applying for scholarships and writing those applications, submitting your applications, so that way you have a higher chance of being the scholarship recipient. So a few best scholarship practices that I've noticed throughout my journey and that I've been able to help with other students is, whenever you're writing your application, in your essay for your application, research the company, the business, and the organization that you're completing this application for. And this is going to definitely help you stand out as the applicant, because you're going to do research on the company. You're going to understand what is their mission, what is their purpose, and what do they value as an organization, as a business, as a company. And if I can tailor my application to this company and really align my goals with theirs, they're going to say, oh my goodness, this student is a standout scholar. She represents our business 100%. She is going to go out, change the world, and we need to give our money so she can go and accomplish all of her goals. And whenever you do that, it really shows the organization or the company or the business that you care about them enough to go and do the research, they're not going to know that you're doing the research, but you being the smart student that you are, you're going to make sure that you're crossing all of your T's, dotting your I's, and making sure that you're putting yourself in the best position possible. Another best scholarship practice is to not wait until the last minute. So definitely submit your application 3 to 5 days before. Oftentimes, a lot of application organizations receive their bulk of the scholarships a day or two before the deadline, which, not saying that you won't have the same opportunity to receive the scholarship, but if you turn your application in early, you're putting yourself ahead of the game already, because you're not submitting it the day before it's due. And that's giving the person who's actually reading your application more time to go through it, be thorough, and really get to know who you are as a student. And also, this is definitely important, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with it, but have 2 to 3 peer readers. And also make sure you're conveying a story or theme throughout your essay, because it just connects you and the reader closer, and it allows them to not read the same thing back to back.
So by show of hands in the chat, can you guys drop a hand if you guys have received any type of scholarships or are wanting to receive scholarships?
My scholarships for people 55 and under.
Do you know about any scholarships? Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Definitely.
That's
Okay,
a few
Charles
years.
and Smith.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. So Gia, tell them where can they get your free scholarship list
Mhm.
and how they can get more information about scholarships. And yes, there are scholarships for people 55 and older.
Yes, there's scholarships for
There's
everyone.
scholarships for every person out there.
And let me tell you guys this, I really like to break it down as simple as this. We've all been in Forever 21 at some point in our lives. The store in the mall where most teenage girls shop. And they even have a men's department. So everybody has probably been in Forever 21 at some point. Forever 21 can be overwhelming because it's so many clothes, multiple sizes, multiple colors. But if you go into Forever 21 with the mission and you understand, okay, I'm looking for a brown crop top that's extra small and I want it to be knitted. You take that same concept and use that for your academic profile when you're looking for scholarships. So if you are a student entrepreneur who lives in Atlanta, Georgia, you are a student at an HBCU, you type all of that in on Google and you just continue to go through the process until you find those scholarships that fit you as a student. So I just wanted to break that down because sometimes students can get overwhelmed when applying for scholarships, but it's really simple. It's really simple. You just have to be strategic in the words that you're using.
Gia, can you, before you finish, can you tell them where did you start?
Mhm.
Okay, because many people think, oh, that sounds amazing that you were able to get over $700,000 of scholarships.
Mhm.
But can you just tell them a little bit about your story of
Mhm.
where you started, the trend, the obstacles that you've had to overcome,
Mhm.
and then your end result, and kind of about giving up? And just so you guys know, we are actually from Louisiana as well.
Yes, from New Orleans, but I grew up in Atlanta. My mom grew up in New Orleans. So I've always known that I wanted to go to college. I just didn't know the process in which it took to get to college. So I actually started off with a study group. It started off with two of us, and we grew from 2 to 5 to 7 to 10. And then eventually we had to start renting out a library room. We had to use my mom's office because at one point it was about 30 of us in one class. And within this class, 14.
No, tell them about that.
Yeah, okay. And within the class, I'm no person, or at the time I wasn't like certified to teach any of this or advise anyone, but I knew that I needed help with studying for the ACT, the SAT, with understanding scholarships, with understanding the process to go about writing these applications. And from there, I just wanted to be able to learn myself, but then also teach my peers simultaneously. So from that, I also began taking the ACT, the SAT as a freshman in high school. And I started off with a 14 on the ACT, and the lowest you can possibly score on the ACT is 12. And on the ACT, you can go from a 12 to a 36. And from that, I was like, okay, this is my first time. You know, the night before, my mom and I, we went to a concert. So I was like, I'll just try again. And then I tried again. And my score, it didn't really increase as much. It went to roughly like a 17. And then from there, I was a junior in high school, and I had actually just got back from touring one of my dream schools and multiple schools and universities on the West Coast in California. And coming back from that trip and understanding I didn't have the GPA. At the time, I had a 3.2 GPA, and I applied to all of my schools with a 3.4. So I didn't have the highest GPA, and I also didn't have the highest test scores, but I knew that I needed to really buckle down and understand something is going to have to increase for me to get into these schools that I'm saying, okay, I want to go to Stanford, I want to go to Spelman, I'm considering Georgetown, I'm looking at all of these prestigious schools, but I don't necessarily have the requirements to get into these schools. So from there, you want to tell them how you called them in?
Okay, so from there, she started with the 14 on the ACT, took it again, 17, and we had a tough conversation. Gia, if you want to get to your end result, you're going to have to come to the table with something and buckle down. I reached out to a prep ACT SAT prep program, and I explained to the guy that she had scored a 14 and a 17, and we had just taken a trip to Stanford and USC and all these schools. And he told me that I was crazy and I should stop, and that she would never, ever make it into those schools. And if she scored a 14 and a 17, she would never score 5 points over in his 15 years of experience. And there's a reason that we're sharing this story with you guys, because it doesn't matter what age you are, what point of life you're in. And when I looked, he was on a car speaker. And when I looked over at her, she said her face was filled with defeat. And I, shared with her, don't listen to what he says. You can buckle down, you can do this. And she's going to take the class. Well, from there, she scored a 29 on the ACT. So she had a 15-point increase, and she had a 360-point increase on the SAT. Okay. And then from there is when she started to get all of the scholarships. And when I called him back, I said, she went from a 14 to a 17 to a 29. And he said, I can't believe it. I've never seen anything like this. Before, he said she was below average. Now he's saying she's above average. And the purpose of that story is to tell you that wherever you are in life, it doesn't matter where you are once you put your mind to it. And I'm going to speak to you about the importance of positioning yourself financially so that you can have the resources needed. Because in that situation, we had to buckle down and get tutors and pay $75 an hour for tutors. And the course was $2,500. And we had tutors come into the house, and she was able to have that increase, which has allowed her to get into her dream school, her top two, and be able to get on the path that she's on now. Is there anything, I want to know if we have any questions about that. Does anybody have any questions about anything that we just said?
Any questions? But to that point, I had about a year in a couple of months to get ready for my senior year and to retake all of my tests again. So from that, I had to understand through my mom's coaching and my family support that if I truly wanted to attend these schools, that I had to make sacrifices, that I had to work really hard to get my scores up, because at that point, I knew I wasn't going to have a 4.0 GPA. I probably wasn't even going to have a 3.7, which is fine, but I knew that something was going to have to increase. So if you can understand what your end goal is and work toward that every day, 30 minutes a day, an hour a day. I worked on the ACT, SAT practice problems every day for an hour for the entire summer, on top of having tutors, on top of going to the class, on top of having tutors while I was in school, even before my test. So if you can understand that your goal is, listen.
Understand that your goal is what?
Understand that your goal, and understand the end goal and work toward it daily, then you'll see the success that you want.
Awesome, awesome. So once again, where can they find the scholarships and where can they find the information? And if they want to have a board that will help them to get into their next schools and things like that, and be able to understand how they can finish school debt free, where should they go?
You guys can follow us on social media at All Things College GT, or you can visit my website at allthingscollegegt.com. And if you have questions, definitely put them in the chat, but now it's Ladies Finance turn.
Okay, and Eric, can you tell us what's the time frame?
Well, to be honest with you, I thought our time frame was to 10:30, so I'm not really sure. Just give us what you got.
Okay, all right, so I won't keep you
You
guys.
can go to roughly 11:05.
Thank you, Shalisa.
Okay, awesome. So I am Lady Finance, and I'm a business owner, guys. My background is in banking and finance over the last 20 years. I left corporate America. Last corporate America job I had was managing Wells Fargo. So that's where my banking experience comes from. And then I started a tax and accounting business. I have an office in Louisiana as well as Georgia and Detroit, Michigan. And my purpose is to help families gain financial success and financial freedom and be able to live the dream life that they would like to live. Let's go next. It just pretty much says CEO of Financial Experts of America. I think we kind of went through that, but what I do is help parents position themselves financially so that they can provide the resources for their kids. I help young adults and adults of all ages put a financial game plan together so that you are building wealth, you're building assets, and you're able to manage your time and take control of that. And we also offer business coaching. We talk about the importance of filing your tax returns, okay? Being caught up with that and filing them properly. We talk about the importance of understanding budgeting. We talk about the importance of understanding it's important to have an emergency plan in place. So you guys are in Baton Rouge. We know that everyone in Louisiana was just hit pretty rough with Hurricane Ida. Well, in Hurricane Katrina, I actually lost everything and had to rebuild my life because I lost everything in Hurricane Katrina. So I know exactly what that feels like to have to lose everything and have to rebuild. Okay. A few things that we provide is, like I said, financial coaching, life insurance, tax preparation, and accounting. So as far as a college student, someone, whether you're 18 years old or you're 55 years old, there are some things that you want to make sure that you have in place, okay? First, before we even talking about understanding how to gain financial success and live a financially debt-free life, we need to first talk about our mindset. Okay, it's important to understand the importance of investing into ourselves, making sure that we are investing, you guys are investing into yourself by getting an education. So understanding that it's important to take the class, take the course, finish school, learning financial literacy. These are things that was not taught in school when I was in college, but understanding the difference, what's gonna help you to be financially secure, breaking bad habits, having great money habits, understanding that mindset, understanding that we need to have ownership, that we need to have assets versus liabilities, and understanding that in order to have a liability, you need to have an asset to pay for that. Let's go to the next slide. When it comes to college, many of you may have kids, many of you may be single. As a college student, you want to walk away as debt-free as possible. There's ways that you can walk away debt-free by, like she said, getting scholarships, positioning yourself for success. Right now, if you don't have a lot of bills, you want to make sure that you're saving money. So a few things that you need to have in place is going to be understanding a budget, living within your means, and having a realistic idea of what your financial situation looks like. Not being afraid to ask for help. If you don't understand what's hurting you financially and what's helping you financially, reach out to a coach, take a class in school, reach out to different areas, okay? Understanding that it's extremely important that we have life insurance in place so that we don't have to do GoFundMes, that we're able to start building a retirement fund, and that we're able to, if you would like to add multiple streams of income, understanding that one stream of income is pretty much not going to be enough. I feel like we're kind of running out on time. Does anybody have any specific questions when it comes to understanding finances or how it relates to college or anything like that? After this, can you share with me some of your ACT study tips? Okay, so do we have any questions that you want to touch on specifically when it comes to financial stability? All right, so many of you have experienced Hurricane Ida. I don't know if you guys are aware, but you can definitely reach out to the SBA and submit applications for any of your damages, okay? There was a Louisiana grant that was offering up to $25,000 for anybody that's received damages to their home, even if you're in a rental property. There's many organizations that's out there giving money, Amex, American Express. There's a long list of people that's offering grants, guys. So if you've been affected by Hurricane Katrina, that's definitely something that you want to take advantage of. All right, so any questions out there? All right, Eric, so this is where you guys can find us, financialexpertsofamerica.com and lady-finance.com. And then there's a phone number if you guys want to reach out, or if you want to learn more or get worksheets about understanding budgeting or understanding the importance of business and finance, understanding how to properly file your taxes. Anything out there, you can feel free to reach out to us. Anything else, Eric?
Thank you. That is absolutely incredible. You two have been wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Phil Smith, Vice Chancellor for Advancement and Executive Director of BRCC Foundation. I want to thank you for joining us today, and for more information, visit www.brccf.org. And remember, dreams do come true.